It's the next generation of wireless charging. So this is sort of an interesting idea, and I'm standing inside of a foldable home. Eureka Park at CES. Rob Grimes at CES. So Rob Grimes, and I'm taking a look at some artificial intelligence and a number of different things, and I walk past this booth, Conversa. Let me just sort of explain what it is, and of course you can see William Shatner up there. But what they're doing here is they're showing conversational back and forth of questions and answers and information, okay? This has been seen before. I actually saw this technology before called the Shoah Project at a convention that I went to, where you were able to have an ongoing conversation with somebody who actually wasn't around anymore, and you could go ahead and have a conversation with them, and because of the word selected, they could tell you their history, they'd tell you about the family, they could put those things together. If we think about where this is going to go, move forward in the future, especially as people start taking a look at, remote concierges, they take a look at different things like holograms and things like that. Where this is going to go is that we can go ahead and use a tool like this on a simple basis without getting overly fancy for training and for customer service. So if you think about the interaction with a concierge, that there are a set of questions and information they want. Or in a market, a convention and visitors bureau. If you're talking about a restaurant, same thing. But where I think it also will go is to the training side, because it's a real human, back and forth on training, and a person can actually ask the questions that they want that you can't do when you see a training video and then you get a set of questions, you do the responses, you have to figure it out. There's not that one-on-one, but you can't afford to do the one-on-one. So there's a bunch of different options and availability for it. It's not actually that expensive to go do. People are doing this in their own studio, but I think before we actually get to, we're not going to have people in the same place, and I think that we are going to start to see ways of providing this remotely and being able to have that personal basis, that one-on-one contact of information, stored and delivering that back to people. Screening of new employees, onboarding, people have questions about our company and what we do. I think there's a real commercial thing, but I want to just take a step back on this for a minute. A couple months ago, I did a presentation on food service and where I thought it would go in the year 2050. And when we were talking about this, we were talking about the ideas, and we were looking at things like the movies. And we were talking about holograms. We were talking about surrogates, like the movie The Surrogate, where people would go out there and represent each other that's out there. We were talking about the human experience of what do you have in the hospitality industry when you get people together. That it's the food, it's the experience, it's the people, it's the conversation that occurs. And we will, over time, want to communicate and be with people and interact with people, and it may not actually be on a real-time basis. I don't know where this all goes, but I think that this is a step in that direction of putting together that human interaction, even though it may not be real-time, but actually providing that back and forth, that question. And I will tell you that one of the movie clips that I used in that presentation came from a movie that Robin Williams did, and he was taking the memory trips out of people that they would go ahead and remember things over time, and that we would be able to take those memories. And I feel very fortunate that I got to see that a few years ago, and now I'm seeing how you take that technology and you actually make it a working thing in the hospitality, food service, and retail industry.